Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to this bourbon whiskey taste challenge. I have two Kentucky straight sour mash bourbon whiskeys. This is Ezra Brooks, 80 proof, introduced in 1957. This version is currently produced only for export to Australia in a smaller bottle, 70 centiliter. This is a 75 centiliter bottle. They're talking about since 1800. Ezra Brooks whiskey has been blah, 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 7 generations. But all my information tells me it came out in 1957, not 1800. So I don't know what the connection is to 1800, AD 1800. It is charcoal filtered, not chill filtered. Although some of these are charcoal filtered and chill filtered. Didn't want to focus though. There you go. No age statement. This bottle's from 2015. I bought it at a local store. Well, local, within 25 miles. 29. My friend David was looking for it. And he said they were sold out of it. I said, that seems strange because they had like 12 bottles. So a 10-year-old bottle. Now it's right after this came out, like around within the last 10 years, they jumped it to 90 proof. They went from 80 to 90, believe it or not. Same bottle design, just said 90 instead of 80. And then they jumped it up about 2 years ago. They jumped it to 99 proof, which you can find those. He said they had the 99 proof at the store. So here's Stedman Select, introduced in 2018. This is a newer one. The legendary Stedman Select from 2018. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, sour mash, slow matured in select American white oak barrels. Yeah, slow matured for 3 whole years, 86 proof. And then there's a whole write-up on the back about Ebenezer, Hiram Stedman, who did distilling but got no connection to this brand. It's bottled by IWA Distilling Company Limited, Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, aged 36 months. This huge bottle, you can tell whose bottle design it is. I think y'all can recognize this bottle design. I'm not going to say who it is, but everybody knows. Everybody who's in on it knows. I bought this at Walmart about the year it came out. I guess in maybe it was 2019, the year after it came out. It was $18.99 for this huge bottle. I gave 375 milliliters to my friend David. Poured too much. About 2 years ago, they reformulated this and came out with a new version. There's a new Stedman Select. I call it the Barton Stedman Select because it is now made at Barton 1792 Distillery. But before it was made somewhere in Kentucky. Okay, but now it's dedicated to Barton 1792. If you get the new bottles, which I can get, and I actually did get one. It was $9.99. The price went up to $11.99. All right, let me Try to wipe this up a little bit. I made a little dribble. I'm trying to save my whiskey, and here I am wasting it. But not too much, but a little bit. Turn on the lamps because I got the window shades on. Keep the heat out. Wow. Okay, about to start. I'll show you the new bottles. In this laboratory here, this liquor laboratory. Do a screen share. So they're both copper looking. The Stedman Select is hazier, but Sazerac, whoop, I didn't mean to say Sazerac. Well, I did. It's IWA Distilling Company Limited, but a little haze to it. IWA Distilling Company Limited is part of Sazerac, so let the truth be known. So here's Stedman Select. You can see they're showing it at Walmart. I see it at Walmart. That's the only place I have seen it. Well, Walmart and Total Wine and More. There's the old bottle, but they don't make that one anymore. So here it is, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. That's the new one I bought, the 750 milliliter. I didn't buy the handle. Kentucky Whiskey distilled and aged by Barton 1792 Distillery, which I toured one time. It was an awesome tour. Sour mash recipe, 90 proof. So they've changed it. It's going to 90 proof. Recipe number 425. And what happened to the other 424? Well, I guess I have one of them. They're showing it in a rocks glass, so I guess it's kind of made for that kind of thing. But I don't know if there's an age statement on it anymore. Okay, mine has a 3-year age statement. I'm talking about this black bottle. So that's the new one. You can find it easily at Walmart, assuming you live in a state where Walmart sells liquor. And I do live in a state where Walmart sells liquor. And you usually have it cheaper than most everybody else, except sometimes Total Wine beats them most of the time, but not all the time. All right. Tommy Carroll says, cheers, Louisiana whiskey reviews. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you had a good weekend. I did. Got some Koenig Pilsner in the fridge. Oh, good. I saw some of that today at a grocery store. Mathern sells it. Cans and bottles. Great. Pilsner. Jeffrey Lyons of New England Beer Reviews. New England Beer Reviews. I'm going to try a bourbon distilled here in New Hampshire. Really? From a company called Cathedral Ledge. Saw them at a farmer's market yesterday. Sampled it and picked up a wheated barreled bourbon, 62%. 124 proof. Oh, that's too strong for me, but best wishes to you. A lot of people think bourbon has to be made in Kentucky, but it can be made anywhere in the United States. I guess Washington, D.C. would be included, although it's not a state, so there might be some problem with that. It's a district, federal district, but I don't think there's any distilleries in D.C., but I could be wrong. Okay. Now, I've been having a lot of trouble with Ezra Brooks because I keep getting it wrong. It's not that I don't like it. I do like it. It's kind of nice, not great. And the representative told me he follows the bourbon laws to the T. Well, legally, he would have to call it bourbon. There's no wiggle room on that. Ezra Brooks just doesn't stand out, which is actually helping it because for $10.99 for this bottle, $10.99, you would assume, and I did also, that it would just get massacred in these challenges. It would just never make it. It would just get beat again, 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 again. But no. In fact, most of the challenges presented a situation in which I could not tell it apart from the other ones, which is arguing for Ezra Brooks, because if it's such a cheap product at the time of my purchase, which was this year, I bought it this year, $10.99, you would think that it would have no chance. But that's not really what's happening. It's definitely not. It's not really. It's not what's happening. John Mallory says, Jake, label out. Cheers. Cheers to you. Clinking the mugs. All right. Aroma. Now, Stedman Select. Yeah, it's sort of obscure, but I guess Walmart's not obscure. Total Wine and More is not obscure. I found it at both of those stores, big box stores. So I never saw it anywhere else, though. I never saw Stedman Select at like independent liquor stores or things like that. So I don't know. They might just have an arrangement where they only sell it to the big boys. Louisiana Whiskey Reviews. Do you have any of the Texas legislature hiding out in your area? I don't know. Hadn't seen any of them, but I wouldn't recognize them. I wouldn't necessarily turn them in. Okay, let's go with the aroma. This one smells like a pretty rich, bountiful, enjoyable, musty aroma of, that sour mash, sourdough bagel bourbon. Quality, smells like quality. But on the other hand, smells like a lot of stuff I have. Once again, doesn't stand out. All right, if any of you people have ever had Stedman Select or Ezra Brooks 80 proof, let me know. Was I looking for these products? Absolutely not. I stumbled across them and I bought them. So let's think about the price. 19 and 11, $30 minus 2 pennies. So I paid $29.98 for these two full bottles, a handle and a regular. So hey, that's the deal of the century. Assuming they're not terrible, and they definitely are not terrible. Getting a little oak on this, little charred oak, little charred barrel action. So making me think Ezra Brooks, but I've been so tricked. Oh, so terribly tricked in these taste challenges. And I think tonight's the last Kentucky night. I think we're going to be going into Tennessee tomorrow with some Tennessee whiskeys. George Dickel, Cascade Hollow, Nelson's Greenbrier, both Tennessee whiskeys, still bourbon, but they don't use the name, but it's bourbon. But and then a hybrid, a Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana blend of straight bourbons, a very strange product, but that is allowed. That is allowed. You just have to call it a blend of straight bourbons. And I think you have to give the name. Uh, no, I don't think you have to name the states. You just have to call it a blend of straight bourbons. But they did name the states for your convenience. And then I'm going into a California bottle. I don't think it's made in California. It was bottled in California. There's a bottling plant there. I don't know a thing about it. Uh, Miraloma, but I see a lot of stuff coming from Miraloma, California. But Dominion of Canada. Okay, I really like how you divide the categories and compare apples and appropriate whiskeys to each other. Thank you, Tom. I see some people doing stuff that's off the wall. Like tonight, I'm going to compare Crown Royal with Johnny Walker Black Label, and then the guys like they don't taste anything like each other. And I'm watching it. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm pretty sure Bud Light doesn't taste like um, Guinness Foreign Extra Stout. But good luck on your comparisons and your blind tastings. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Nothing like a raw can of Chef Boyardee and some brews. Right. Do you guys get Labatt in Louisiana? We used to get it. No more. Got it in those 11.5 ounce bottles. I did like it, but then it just disappeared overnight. Only Canadian beer we get now is Moosehead. And is that even in stock anymore? I don't know. That might have disappeared, but I remember. I think I remember seeing it recently, but I like it. I like Moosehead, Molson Canadian, Labatt, but I guess they weren't really too popular in Louisiana. Although Crown Royal is the number one whiskey in Louisiana. Charred oak, sourdough bagel. Not really, but I say that, but it's not really that. But it's I don't know what else to compare it to. However, to express that. Some cornbread, I guess, without the sugar. But it's weird because it is sugary, but it's like a different type of sweetness. Cornbread type of thing. Cornmeal, maybe. It's better to say cornmeal or corn flour. Some rye spice, perhaps, probably. Don't know about the malted barley whiskey, but it might have both. It might have all three. Obviously, it has corn, it's bourbon. But it might have rye and malted barley. I don't think these are wheated. Although Barton, I think, does do a wheated one. But anyway, it resembles grits, like you say. Yeah, grits. That's right. Yellow hominy grits. The yellow ones. The Dixie Darling. Dixie Lily, sorry. Does Crown Royal sell more than Jack Daniels in Louisiana? It sure does. They sell more bottles per month. I don't know why. It just, about 10 years ago, everything was like Hennessy. People were like going crazy, but then Hennessy faded. I mean, people buy it. You'll have a few people buy it. That's a brandy, a cognac brandy. But it kind of went on the downslope. Now it's all Crown Royal, Crown Royal, Crown Royal, Crown Royal, Crown Royal, Crown Royal. Now there's Crown Royal chocolate coming to the market soon. They say coming soon. I think they already sell it in Canada, but so Crown Royal chocolate. That's going to set off a firestorm, I'm sure. I bought the blackberry. I wasn't too thrilled with it. It tasted dull to me. I'm not buying any more of these Crown Royal flavors. The blackberry was too bland, and I was like, nah. I paid $23.99, and I got nothing. And I paid $7.99 for the doggone rich and rare apple. And you say rich and rare, that's a cheap whiskey. Yeah, well, it tasted way better than the blackberry. I'll tell you that much. The rich and rare apple was like way better. It wasn't like a little better. It was like much better. It had more flavor, more character, more body, more just everything. And that's the truth. Okay, and I would buy that one again. And if I see the rich and rare orange and the rich and rare cinnamon or whatever, what was it? Salted caramel, I think it was. I'll buy them all. Crown Royal has a great smooth flavor, hard to beat it. It is very smooth. Louisiana whiskey reviews have the tariff affected the price of Canadian alcohol products? No, not at all. But that's all like on hold anyway. They're just all maneuvering. You know what I mean? That's government maneuvering. So it's never really got put into effect. But people fall for those. They're very intimidated, not intimidated, that's not the word. They're very manipulated by Donald Trump's Jedi mind tricks. You see, he uses these Jedi mind tricks and got everybody like mixed up, confused, disoriented. So they all, oh, what does he mean? What do I do? Where do I go? Who do I turn to? And they're all confused, dazed and confused for so long. It ain't true. Yeah, I agree on the Crown Blackberry. It tastes like Robitussin cough medicine to me. Well, see, that would have been better for me. At least it would have had some flavor. I just found it was bland. But it wasn't a bad flavor. It just didn't, like I said, it didn't have much flavor. Crown Royal Apple was pretty good. I'll give them that. I'll do like Jack Daniel's Apple also. I've never had those two, so I can't comment. I've had the Rich and Rare Apple and the Captain Morgan sliced apple rum mixed with apple. And I had there's another one. I can't remember. What was that? They had, the Seagram 7 Crown apple. That was really good too. And a local store was selling it for $4.99. Of course I bought it. It's usually like $14.99. I don't know how they sold it so cheap. I bought the Captain Morgan for $4.99. It was a liter. It was dynamite. And then the Rich and Rare was probably the best of the three. And that's probably the lowest tier. People look down on that like, oh, I wouldn't buy that. Now, I haven't tried the Seagram's VO apple. I know where to find it. Seagram's VO apple. I don't like the price though. But and they have the Seagram's VO black. They're trying to compete with Crown Royal Black. Good luck. You won't make it. Crown Royal Peach is also good. Yeah, I know those flavors are really popular. Charred oak, the sour mash, that yeastiness, sourdough, yeast, bagel. I keep saying bagel, but that's what it reminds me of. And the cornmeal or corn grits, which I had yesterday for breakfast, which I loved. I have to buy some more. I'm almost out. This has a lot of things going for it. Anything bad here? No way. Medium body, smooth, finishes dry. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I would recommend it. All right, let's go over here. Same thing, but it's got a little bit of that Flintstone vitamin type mineral thing. And I'm not drinking Dickel till tomorrow. I don't know why it has that flavor. I know the water up there in Kentucky is kind of minerally, but really only George Dickel, and that's from Tennessee though. But that tastes like doggone Flintstone vitamins. which are good. I used to chew on those when I was little. Now I use the kind that you got to swallow, not chewables, from vitamin C. I get it from Walmart, 500 milligrams a day. Ever since I started taking those, I never really get cold, a head cold too much. I get it, but not too bad, not too much. Louisiana Whiskey Reviews, did you ever have to use Jedi mind tricks when you were teaching, says Tommy Carroll. No, but I use like psychological warfare of a different sort. Drinking 5.0 Budweiser, says John Mallory. Chilada Picante. I can drink this year round. Oh, yeah, it's fattening, though. If you're trying to gain weight, that's the way to go because it's really fattening. All right, but it's good, though. I mean, it's salt. It's. I don't know if it's healthy. It tastes good. All right. This is an A. Like I said, I'm not sure what it is. It's an A. Give it a 9.4 out of 10. Good charred oak. Good typical, stereotypical bourbon flavor. It's like all the flavors that you're used to in bourbon. Now, if you're not a bourbon person, you probably wouldn't be watching the video, right? But it's like, yeah, all the done right flavors. John Mallory says, laughing out loud. And thumbs up. You retracted laughing out loud. But that's all right. You can laugh out loud at me. Oh, he was laughing with me. Oh, maybe he retracted because he was laughing at me. All right. Well, I think this flavor over here is a little more strange, but still good. And it would be an A, but maybe a 9.3. So 9.3, 9.4. I think this is the Stedman Select. It's a little step down, but then, well, it's just a step down, even though it's higher proof by a tad, you know. Oh, it's the Ezra Brooks. I feel so mortified. Ezra Brooks keeps failing me, or I keep failing it. Golly gee. So it's the, oh, it's not even funny, but it's the Stedman Select. That was the better product. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, man! I'll tell you what. Jay, did a review or a live examination on the Modelo Chelada Negra con Chile? No, I told you I can't find that one. That's not sold around here. Obviously, I would buy it. I can get Negra Modelo easily, no problem. But the con chili, with the chili peppers, no, I can't get that. All right, anyway, I got it wrong again. But what the heck? I've been getting it wrong the whole most of the, not all the time, but most of the taste challenge. So, is Ezra Brooks better than the other bourbons? No way. It's not better. But it's not really worse. It's just like in the mix. It's like you mixed up a bunch of the same stuff. And it's like, oh, you could like take a razor blade and cut down, like, oh, it's a little different here. Well, it's a little different there. Oh, it's a little different here, but it's a little different there. But it's like the whole point, a little different. So what have I determined with Ezra Brooks versus all the other Kentucky bourbon whiskeys I have, which is too many, right? My conclusion is that it competes. It competes. It's competitive. Too bad you have to go to Australia to get it. I might have bought the last bit of it available in America. Somebody might have been watching my video and they ran over there and bought all the rest of those bottles. I'm telling you, they had like 12 bottles at that store. $10.99. my friend David was discouraged because he couldn't find it. But really, you're not missing anything because it tastes like every other bourbon. It just tastes like standard. You know what I mean? Like it tastes standard, which means it tastes good because standard bourbon is good, in my opinion. All right, so if you want to see any show and tell, I have something to show you what's coming up. But people probably like, no, we don't want to see it. All right, so but I will show it to you going once. I will show it to you going twice. And gone. But if you wait a few days, you'll start seeing taste challenges with this product. And that was even more bizarre acquisition than the Ezra Brooks, I have to admit. And I'll tell you, I cannot find anything out about this product. It drives me nuts. I know it's connected to a product that has a website. They go into detail on their product, and I know it's around. I see it, but boy, it drives me nuts. But it has a very interesting flavor. So that's coming up in about 4 or 5 days. And then, so just continue doing beer reviews and occasional one. FBI Kiwi, thanks for the show. You're welcome. Tommy Cow says, play it on us, Louisiana Whiskey Reviews. And by the way, your calendar is crooked. I know. I was noticing that once I taped it. Yeah, well, September, October, November, December, 4 more months, and then we'll put a new one up, and then that'll probably get crooked. But it's not made, the calendar is not there for like beauty. It's there too, so I can see things on a calendar. All right, great show. Thank you, John Mallory. All right, I'll show you. Put these up. All right, I'll put these up. So I found this product about 2 years ago, going on 2 years ago. At Rouse, no, not at Rouse's. I found this at a different store on the west bank of the Mississippi River in the western United States. I live 1 mile from the east bank of the Mississippi River, but that's what National Geographic magazine said. The east bank is the eastern United States, and west of the Mississippi is the western United States. And they said the people act differently on either side of the river. Well, if you go to St. Louis, they got the arch. It's called the Gateway to the West, right on the riverbank. But I found this Tennessee Crown Club, $7.99 for this full-size bottle. I couldn't get over that. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. I don't buy these weird products. But if they're cheap, I'll buy them. Grand Reserve, age 7 years. Come on, man, focus. Age 7 years. It's got to be from Select Club, and I don't even know who Select Club is because Select Club doesn't tell you much on their website. But it's got this weird finish on the blue part. It's almost like paint or some kind of weird marbled paint. It's strange. It's imported into Texas, but it's got a wooden cap and a rubber stopper. But 85% corn, 15% rye. That's what it says on the back of the bottle. 85% corn, 15% rye. Now, I know there's a store in this town that sells 2 different Select Club whiskeys. They're flavored. Like most of what they make is flavored, like pecan, cinnamon, caramel. You know the routine, but this is not flavored. Well, not declared flavored. You know, Canadian whiskey can have flavoring added and they don't have to put it on the label, but that's another story. But it's an interesting flavor. I got to give it that. Wow, cool, Jay. Looks decent. Says John Mallory. Wow, 7 years? Nice. Probably tasty because of the corn. It is tasty. It's good. It's a different kind of smell there. All right, but they had about 10 bottles on the shelf when I was at that store, and I bought one. I figured $7.99, $7.99. There's no risk factor whatsoever. Well, it worked out fabulously. Fabulously, I have to admit. What a great find. Never saw another video review for this on the whole World Wide Web. But I don't know what Canada has to do with Tennessee. It's called Tennessee Crown Club, but it's made in Canada. Tennessee Crown Club made in Canada. Yeah, something doesn't line up. But apparently they make these. It's like a Rhode Island Crown Club, Missouri Crown Club, Texas Crown Club. There might be Louisiana. I just think they make different ones and send them to different states. It's probably all the same stuff. And I guess they figure some people might buy it because it has their state's name on it or something. But it's kind of deceptive because it's got nothing to do with Tennessee. But if you look at the bottle, you might think it's from Tennessee. But nope, sorry, it's from Canada. Yeah, I'm not taking a swig on this live. Sorry. Y'all take care, and I'll be back tomorrow with the Tennessee whiskeys versus Ezra Brooks. Probably be the same outcome, meaning I won't get it right. All right, take care, everybody. Peace to the world.